Hello, my name is Tanya Bakalov, and I'm the CEO and founder of Helloteam. 13 years ago, I started a company, and we started with 2 people in a garage-type space, and over the course of 10 years, we grew it to over 500 and plus people worldwide. And in the beginning, it was very easy because we knew everybody who's who, what their backgrounds were, what their skills, what they were working on, and how that connected to the higher purpose of the culture and the bottom line. But as we started growing the company, it became that much harder to keep everybody connected to what made us special, and that was the culture. Even because when you were going up, when you're the David and going up the Goliaths, that's all it mattered. It was your people. How do I advance? Oh. And 10 years afterwards, we sold the business. It was very successful, and I started talking to other leaders in the startup space, and they were going through the same type of challenges. Everybody now has at least one employee that works at a WeWork or from their house, and as they were going through these great paces of fast growth, they needed to maintain that same visibility that they had and that connectedness and motivation of the entire workforce. Another challenge was that now we're working at an unemployment rate of historical records of 4%. And it's it's hard to attract new talent, so we have to work that much harder to retain the top talent that we already have. And a few years ago, it was different. People were worried about safety and security. If you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you will see that it very much applies to the employees in the organizations. HR leaders were worried about what to pay people, what benefits to have. However, these days, it's different. As Angela Duckworth said in the presentation, free Diet Cokes don't cut it anymore. People that want to come work for your business need to feel connected, inspired. They need to be seen, heard, valued, feel appreciated, and rewarded for the work that they do. And they really need to see how their work connects to the higher purpose of the organization. So with that in mind, we created a platform called Helloteam. And Helloteam is a modern engagement and talent management that really allows people to be seen, heard, and valued through the organization, and at the same time allowing chief people officers and other HR leaders to really create very powerful data-driven strategies for hiring and retention of their employees. So we took kind of concepts that you're familiar with like performance reviews and cultural surveys, but we really kind of flipped that on their head and made them a lot more engaging to employees to use, and the work was a lot more transparent throughout the organization. One of the cool features that we have in the platform is called the high five, and it's the ability everybody in the organization to just send a quick high five to anybody that they're working with, or and appreciate them throughout the company for their great work. So I was talking to one of our customers the other day, and they shared a story where their CEO sent somebody that was 2-3 levels down, somebody was working for budgets under the CFO, and he publicly sent a high five to that employee, said, "I know and I appreciate the hard work you've been putting on those budgets." And that employee came later to the HR person, and I said, "I've never worked in an organization where I can feel that connected and inspired, and seeing that other people are seeing and recognizing the work that I'm doing." So who uses Helloteam? Anybody throughout the organization can use it, from the executive team figuring out who are my next leaders and do I have the right people in the seats, to people operations leader creating strategies for hiring and retention and performance and promotions throughout the organization, to management really tapping into the skills and the performances of their teams and figuring out how can I have upwards mobility for the people that work underneath me so I can keep them here instead of them going to a competitor. To employees who can find out who's who in the organization and stay connected to that culture regardless of where they work, if it's at the WeWork or at their house. What are the benefits that the organizations that have been using Helloteam have experienced? So one, increased employee loyalty from doing employee net promoter scores, increased employee referral scores. That means that people are referring more and more of their friends and families to work for the company. And that is actually the cheapest way to get people to work, because we spend so much time in the recruiting process. We've heard other people present it takes over 60 days to hire someone, and that's before you even start putting that work out there and then having them integrate into the culture and into the company. Increased overall retention, and we've been seeing a lot of abilities for higher upwards mobility, because people can now model themselves after somebody. They can look up somebody's profile and say, oh, this person did this, and this is what their goals were, and that's what the projects they were working on. That's how they got that promotion last year. One of the other things that was very important early on in our when we started the company late 2016 was that we partnered up with ADP, and we have an integrated partnership with them where we have a secure connection and we can sync up a lot of the data. That has allowed for sort of unprecedented ways to gather everything from the employee, from their compensation to their performance to how engaged they're in the company to what do they think about are the areas that the company needs to work on in order to make it even a better place for people to come and work there. And just as a summary, a little bit about us, we founded the company late 2016, launched in Q4 of 2017. We're venture-backed by 2 venture capital companies and select angels, headquartered in Boston, 12 employees and growing. We're targeting customers that have at least 50 people. It doesn't matter if you're in education or any type of industry. If you're working with talent, we want to make sure that we're there to help you and say hello to you. I'm a second-time founder, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this again and working with a lot of great people. If you know of any customers that could be potential customers for me or VCs, please feel to connect with me, Tanya at helloteam.com. Thank you.